Hello, beautiful. This is a toxic video for the ladies, but I know that it's probably going to be 3 men in the comments. Hello, 3 men in the comments. I love you. Hope you're doing well. Unless you're mean to me, then fuck you. I'm just saying I'm watching clips from Mae West. If you don't know who Mae West is, she is a hysterical white woman from back in the day. She had a line a second ago where in a movie, this young girl was like, "Who would want me after all I've done?" And then Mae says, "Honey, when women go wrong, men go right towards them." And I laughed my ass off. Because you know why? I'm planning a date with this one guy. And it's so fucking funny. Because before the date happened, if you would have talked to us like 3 days ago, the way conversation was going, I was just like, I'm looking for someone to give me like a fling, like something fun, not just sex. This dude enters my DMs. He's pretty cute. He's just my type, I'll admit. But still, as we're talking, I'm like, hey, how about we meet tonight? And then we like test the vibes and energy. And he was like, oh, I think you're asking for too much of me. I say, excuse me? He's like, I don't know. I don't think I can give you what you want. I'm looking for something that's more just like sex. You seem to want. And he tried to do this little. At least from my perspective, it seemed like he was trying to fuck with me. But mind you, my period did just arrive like yesterday. So it could have been my premenstrual dysphoric disorder acting up. But simply put, he was acting in a way where I was perceiving him to be ain't shit. And I thought to myself, he either has massive fears of intimacy, or he's just trying to see what little he can get away with. And if I'm just gonna be like, oh sure, fuck, like coming to me to this free little comedy show and getting me a burger and a drink and talking to me, you could just come right in my pussy. Like, no, that's not how that's gonna work, big sir. Like, fuck you. And he tried to, like, I was like, yeah, I don't know, if you knew what my post wanted, what do you mean you can't do it? And we tried to talk, and he also, like, I think he really was afraid of like catching feelings or whatever, and that led to me popping off for multiple reasons. Let's just to speed ahead as into Mia fashion. He tried to kind of project and then be like, it seems like you don't know what you want. It seems like you're looking for like love or something. Seems like da 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 da. And I said, nigga, I know what I want because you saw my post of explicitly stating exactly what I want to the T. You approached me. I didn't approach you. On top of that, and I laid it all out. I was like, fuck you. You're fucking stupid. You are brain dead, actually. You have intimacy issues, and you should probably not be on a fucking hookup website approaching bitches who want more than just the hookup. Why would you approach someone who's looking for a fling when you want to just stick your dick in something? And if, like, whatever the fuck is wrong with you, I don't know. I don't care. You're stupid as fuck. Do not talk to me further because we're not even going to meet in the future for anything. Fuck you. And then, like, as he was kind of typing a response and hella shook, like, I gave it like 3 minutes and then I said, but if you want, we can, like, fuck on Christmas Eve real quick if you're down. And, and he got whiplash. He was like, you're confusing me, Tam. You're giving me massive mixed signals. Boy, do I find that attractive. And if you're wondering, what was your mindset? I just kind of thought to myself, this guy seems useless and stupid, but at least he's pretty. And I was looking for dick on Christmas Eve. Anyway, I can find someone else to fulfill the emotional part. Like, I don't know. Like, how do I put this? If I'm going to be not having fun on Christmas and wanting dick, I might as well fulfill the dick portion because this guy does fit the bill for what I like in a man to look like. So it was one of those things where it's like, let me treat this stupid hoe ass nigga as a hoe ass nigga then, since he's offering. And then that increased his interest. He was stressed the fuck out, but then he was like, well, she's got my attention now. Hey. And then it, like, we didn't like, and then we got to talking, and then let's just say one thing led to another. And it's very funny how things very, like, over the past few days, but actually no, even overnight, like, we sexted a bit, no photos, of course not, just like talking about stuff. And then I guess you could tell he really 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 liked conversations with me after that point. And then by the time, like, I woke up next morning, he like messaged me quick as fuck. And then next thing you know, it was like, we should do what are some activities you want to do? Tell me what, like, oh, we could do this and do that. And now we have a huge fucking itinerary that may or may not happen. And it's kind of funny how me being a crazy bitch who knows what she wants and is not afraid to piss off men and even change her mind and even risk looking confusing or strange or unusual, that's gotten me so many interesting experiences alone. I'm just saying. Is it the healthiest men? Debatable. But you know, if I was just gonna be like, oh, like, nah, I like, what can I say? And now this nigga's out here buying tickets to the exploratorium and this thing and that thing, and he's like, yeah, let's make it, like, yeah, got the hotel room, got this, got that, let's get it. Like, crazy plans. It's amazing. Hopefully it goes well, or I'm pretty sure it's gonna go well. I'm just saying, never be afraid to scare off a man. Sometimes that actually, like, it's hard to explain it, but sometimes men don't give a shit in the long run. Like, some of them will be like, all right, this bitch just cursed me out. Oh, she still wants me? Hey! Or if, like, it's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it makes them want you. Like, it kind of fucks with their head and their testosterone. And then they get their emotions flared up. And then if you're like, ah, guess what? Plot twist, nigga who I just cursed out. I still find you fuckable. Then it's like, then they kind of get disarmed. And then their hormones and shit. And they're just like, what the fuck just happened here? It's strange. Also, more people are into mean women than you think. A lot of men honestly just really want the chance to impress a lady who's pretty. Like, you just have to bank on yourself and be like, am I pretty enough to get away with this behavior? Odds are you probably are. There's a lot of shit you could have been doing this whole time that you just haven't been. Like, I get so annoyed whenever I meet a homegirl who, yeah, fuck, okay, we might as well pull out this analogy while I'm here. But with this homegirl, I remember she was like, Tamia, I want to date how you date. I want to get the guys that you get. They treat you so well. Most of them. And I gave her the rundown, and I told her just, like, you know, dress really cute, not, don't be afraid to, like, ask what you want and be unashamed about it. And yeah, and I even hooked her up with one of my friends. I was like, yeah, my buddy Max, he's looking for a girl to, like, you know, have as a casual fuck buddy, or maybe even potentially date. And I showed him your pictures. He thinks you're cute. You would be his first black girl, admittedly, but, like, aside from that, he thinks you're fine as fuck, like the finest out of all the women he's seen. He would love a chance with you. And let's just say she did not bank on herself very well. She did the opposite of all of my advice. But the core advice I told her what you need to do. Like, she was like, I want to go somewhere fancy. I know he has money. And I don't know, I want to go to somewhere nice and classy. Not only did she not dress classy, she wore a jean jumpsuit. Like, bitch, it's like, what the fuck? Like, you couldn't do step one of dress nice? Like, really? Really? And also, quick intermission. The voice of my ex from this summer, that bitch ass nigga, just played in my head. Where I remember I told him about this, and he's just like, a jumpsuit to me? Really? You're just so mad about a jumpsuit? A jumpsuit is not that bad. Mind you, this dumbass nigga hated when I wore pants around him. Like, really, he hated when I wore pants around him because I don't know, he's one of those types. Like, I remember once I wore, like, jeans twice in a row, and he was acting like it was Mean Girls, as if I was gonna get kicked from the fucking table. Then when I wore a dress again, he was like, thank fucking God. It's like, but then, anyway, but Jared's a fucking idiot, and, like, that's exactly why his name is hardly ever spoken, and he's written out of the history of men I've been with. Also, Jared thought it was appropriate to do a lot of stuff that was inappropriate, and he has no common sense whatsoever. He's a brain dead individual, so let me not even think about it too much. Also, look at me saying his name for the first time in months. Let's never do that again. Tastes like onion powder when I said it. But back to what I was saying. My homegirl wore a jean jumpsuit on the date. It's step one. If you want to go to nice places, dress like you actually know how to dress. If you're out here wearing fucking, like, sheer full body fishnets and shit, and you want to be taken to, like, classy sit down joints where they have women wearing, like, pearls and high necklines, I'm just saying. And you could even dress sexy or even, like, mildly slutty if you want. I'm just, like, trust me, there's an art to that, though. There's an art, there's a skill. I'm, like, really. I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't like people who don't take shit serious. But either way, the big thing that she didn't do, the most important thing, I told her in advance. I said, simply put, if you want to go to a fancy place, look up a fancy place you want to go to and just simply text and casually ask, hey, can you take me here instead? And then he'll appreciate that you asked, because simply put, he's taking women who he finds to be twos to places where you should be taking women who are 11s, and you are an 11. Act like it. Did she act like it? No. So you know what happened? He said, oh, hey, I know this spot that, like, has, like, pizza and chicken wings. It's a sit-down joint. Do you want to go there? She hated that idea. She said, sure. He said, oh, you sure? Because my guess is he was testing her to see what he could get away with, or he just noticed her disdain. And she still hated it and still said yes. And so they went. And then she complained. And then didn't thank him for anything. And then let's just say the date went fucking terribly. I don't like people who are like that. And also, I've dealt with another homegirl I had, very similar in behavior and whatnot. She had such low self esteem. She was like, "Oh, I don't know. How do I tell this man this in a, like this in a demure way?" Like, let's say, for example, the sentence could be, "How do I tell him that I don't like him looking at like OnlyFans models on Instagram, but in a demure and feminine way?" I said, "Just how you said it. I don't like you looking at OnlyFans and Instagram models. You're already a woman. You're already feminine at birth. You don't really, you know, you don't have to say it like you hate him or scream at him. You could just say, I don't like you looking at, like, here, let's practice. Yeah, I don't like you looking at OnlyFans models. I don't like when you look at OnlyFans models. Baby, I don't like when you look at OnlyFans models. Like, it's not hard. You're a woman. Like, anything you say is going to be feminine as long as you're not barking it like a fucking dog. Or like saying it like overly nagging, like I don't like when you look at, like, then you're gonna annoy him. But simply put, she was like, no, that's too blunt, that's too mean, that's too masculine. Bitch, he's the mean one. He's looking at fucking porn on the internet of women in his area who do OnlyFans while he's dating you. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, allow yourself as a woman the right to be mean to men. Like, or like, I'm not saying you have to be vicious like a nut stomping dominatrix, but I am saying don't be afraid to be like, go wash your hands, or like just be like, yeah, no, like, it's not hard. It's really not hard. Hell, even if you snap at niggas, they still, like, trust me, this is coming from me. Like, the wild thing that happened recently, I fucked up a dude so hard, like, towards the end of this summer. I felt so bad for 4 fucking months because I was like, I did that man so dirty. He's probably having so many issues in his family right now, and I haven't seen him around, and we don't even, like, we live in the same area. And, like, a million, just, wow, I feel awful. I should work on myself. But then, you know what's funny? He recently matched with me on Bumble. Niggas don't really give a shit. Like, they don't care about themselves that much. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, it's just, and if they like you enough, they will just be like, I'll do this. Why the fuck not? Now, I'm not saying just go around abusing men or being terrible to them. I'm just saying, like, if you have a standard or a boundary, say it. Like, don't hesitate. Like, hell, even with the guy I'm currently talking to, I haven't hesitated a single thing with what I've been asking him to scare him, like, like, at all. He said something gross. I said it was gross. He said, oh, don't worry, I'm very hygienic. And he, like, fucking whipped it into shape very quickly. Like, I don't know. As a woman, you have a lot of power. You don't even need to, like, expel a lot of it. Like, even online, there's a fucking clip of Laura Harrier, the main actress from one of the Spider-Man movies. Shamik Moore, I guess, did something creepy. And she posted a video online where she said, you're a fucking weirdo. And, like, do you know how much it would hurt as to have a beautiful woman just casually tell you you're a fucking weirdo like that? Jesus, like, you don't even have to expel that much. You could just look at a nigga silently for a few seconds too long and he's already thinking of ways to make shit up to you. It's amazing. Like, men are actually a lot smarter than you think. They're quite intelligent and, like, they kind of can connect the dots relatively easily themselves. Unless they're brain dead stupid. For example, does anyone, if someone has recently watched my videos, you know about that dude who left me for an hour in the rain. Just a second ago, he sent me a message that kind of was like a passive aggressive dig. Like, I was like, hey, I'm going on this date pretty soon. But I know you don't have any plans. If you want, like, this is a venue that I know will be open on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and here's another one. This nigga gonna proceed to say something like he basically says some sort of passive aggressive ass, oh, I'll think about it. I want to hang around people who, can be mad at me for all of like 10 or 15 minutes, then just brush it off and won't hold a grudge. And I was like, that seems like a dig my direction, and I sure hope it wasn't. He said, oh, I think that was a subconscious dig towards you. Yeah, like, last time. And I went off. I said, last time you left me in the rain for a fucking hour straight. I communicated in advance. I don't like the rain. I'm immunocompromised. My jacket cannot handle this weather. My shoes will peel if we are in the rain. Can you please call a ride from inside? And you know what you did? Everything you could in your power for an hour straight to leave me stranded in a fucking monsoon. And also, on top of that, you were doing dumb shit like walking 20 feet ahead of me while we're in this shady ass neighborhood with silent fucking hill fog, turds slipping sliding all over the fucking sidewalk, and I'm wearing heels. You already shouldn't be walking faster than me if I'm in heels, but 20 feet of fucking way, and I'm a woman in heels? with expensive jewelry on who could get robbed or raped or murdered or more? Bitch, like, and I basically told him, I said, you are very lucky that the only fucking thing I did was decide to be silent to you when you did finally call the ride home an hour into that behavior. Because you should be glad you didn't get mollywopped. Like, frankly, I'm shocked you didn't get fucking stabbed, actually. Like, I would have done, like, I had never been so close to kicking a man in his jaw roundhouse style until I interacted with you, sir. So simply put, and I just simply said, don't talk to me ever the fuck again. Never want to interact with you ever again. Please refrain from speaking to me. Plus, fuck you. Fuck your little ugly ass comb over that you need to get fixed. And please leave that fucked up relationship that you're in. Because if you have such a fucked up relationship where you can't even be at home because she's keeping the place fucked up with some hoarder bullshit and she's also mean to you, then yeah, leave. And then you know what happened? This nigga apologized. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. I really apologize for my actions. He apologized. He still wants me around. I'm just, and it's like, this is just a platonic friend, mind you. But then again, I don't know. He also is going through a complex situation. So I don't know. Maybe he's just desperate not to lose anyone else. But even then, it's like, eh. Maybe not the best example to use is like, hey, a dude who's trying to leave a fucked up relationship wants to keep me around, someone who just aired him out. But whatever, you get what I mean though, right? This nigga, I fucking aired his ass out. He was like, shit, my bad, Holmes. Like, quick as fuck. And I've done plenty of nut job shit. Plenty of nut job shit. I'm talking severe shit. I don't talk about it very much. Like, even though I'm trying to make sure I don't get into practice of shaming myself, but it's like, yeah, I have mollywop niggas. And then they still text me being like, please date me. Please be in a relationship with me. And I will be like, no, because I don't like you. We are incompatible. And anyone who has to feel the need to mollywop you, you should not be with. Do not be like these men. At all. And I do not condone hitting men. Well, okay, sorry. I am not encouraging you to hit men. Probably avoid hitting men. Simply put, you don't have to go so ham. All you have to do is just like, usually it's like, just leave. Yeah. I don't know. That's my main advice I can give is just don't be afraid to leave a nigga stuck where he's at. And if you want to come back, even if you did act an ass, don't be afraid to return because I hate to break it to you. People aren't, I don't know, some people, if they really like you that much, they will just be like, yeah, okay, that's the pretty bitch who cursed me out. Even recently online, a guy hit me up. And I was like, oh, hey, I don't think you remember me. I'm that girl who, like, said you smelled like cheese and said, like, 36 abusive things in your voicemail box. Hope you're doing well. Sorry about that, by the way. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm doing... And we had a small little pleasant check-in and all that and stuff. It was quite... I don't know. That's just the normal thing in my life. Sorry. This is... And I know this video is painting me out to look very bad. Well, shut up, aside from the hair. Shut the fuck up. Okay, that's glitter. It really is glitter. I have tinsel and stuff that I have all around my place and a fucking golden star and whatever. Decorating, you know? But I guess the point I'm trying to get across is not to be abusive, not to be evil. You don't have to be. But don't be afraid to be a fucking cunt sometimes. Don't be afraid to be a bitch. Don't be afraid to look greedy or anything, or arrogant or needy or picky. Because if a dude likes you, he's not gonna give that much of a shit. I hate to break it to you. Some men actually get turned on by that. Some men really love that shit. With this one dude, I was like, cause yeah, mind you, he tried to be, the very first guy I mentioned in this story, he tried to be all, oh, I don't know if I can give you what you want. Seems like you want something else. I said, okay, cool. Fuck off then. Why would you approach me, stupid ass nigga? And that led to a domino effect where now he's like, he's more excited than I am. He's like, holy shit, I'm cutting my hair. Ooh, which cologne? Google the colognes I'm using so you, like, just choose whichever one you think would, like, appeal to you more. Oh, are these Chinos good for an Italian restaurant? Or should I go with the leather ones? Like the leather boots. Oh, which one should I do? And, like, he actually is just fully in the stage of, like, because, like, sex was supposed to be the main event, but once he kind of realized, like, oh, shit, she wants someone to go ham, and she's not afraid to kick me to the fucking curb, but she also still wants me, so I have a chance to, like, keep her, but she will also air my ass out and kick me to the curb if I fuck this up. But she's also nice to me when the moment's right. Like, trust me, he was like, she is an interesting balance of overly, extremely sweet and extremely understanding and cool to talk to. But she also kind of acts as if she wants to, like, rip my fucking neck straight off of my body. That's hot. And yeah, now he's planning a whole itinerary of things that, like, he's like, let's meet. Like, I remember we were just supposed to meet on, like, Christmas Day. This nigga liked me so much that he decided, how about we meet at Christmas Eve, actually, so we can have 2 days to do all we want to do. Also, hey, like, I wake up at 7 in the morning. We can meet as early as you want. Like, hey, what's some shit you want to do? And then even after I told him all the stuff I want to do with him, he was like, let's add some more shit to that list. How do you feel about the Sciences building? We could check out the fish and the birds. It's so fucking cute. Yeah, ask for what you want and stick with it, and don't be afraid to seem a little rude on your way to it. If you want someone who's respectful, don't be afraid to say it. Like, you get a lot of things in this lifetime by asking for what you want, having the confidence about it, and not being shaking on it. Hell, that's also how I have luck in job interviews. I straight up will just use my charms or whatever as a lady to just be like, hey, out of curiosity, what's the wildest thing that's ever happened here? Like, and I'll ask that during the interview, and you know what will happen? People will be like, oh yeah, a car drove through this building like 2 separate times, or oh yeah, once the building set on fire, but then on top of that, we had to deal with a million angry older white women who just did not want to cancel their appointment, even during the fire. Like, I'm just saying, if you never ask what you want out of life, you'll have to settle. And if I did just settle and go, oh, okay, I guess you could just be the guy who can fuck me on Christmas Day and I'll just be sad and alone and depressed. No. But you know what? I didn't. I said, fuck you, bitch ass nigga, get the fuck out my face. But if you want to have your useless ass around, I guess I could treat you as like an option. But even then, like, there's better out there. And then that made him go, holy shit, she wants it. I will have to show her I'm better. And now we have had several days of wonderful conversation and whimsy. And he's out here, like, going to his parents' house so that he can whip out the nice fancy colognes and his very best clothing. He's gonna bring 2 fucking outfits to the date. Like, I'm just saying. Like, if I could have just been depressed as fuck, like, door dashing myself food on Christmas Eve, crying, watching like thick Latina porn on XNXX, and then like met up this dude the next day at some awkward like shitty ass like motel Holiday Inn type shit, and had a miserable time getting like weak ass back shots. But instead it's like, no. I was like, I refuse to have the low quality version of myself. I fail your test. Fuck you. And that's why I get what I want. Also, hell, I'll include this story just for the fuck of it. I've just to prove that some of my homegirls have been stupid. I remember that with my ugly ass ex, I'll say his name once more. No, I can't. With the guy I hate, who I dated this summer. Or broke up with this summer. That bitch ass nigga. With him, guess what? I remember I showed up to this date with my natural hair out for the first time. This beautiful, like, gold chain necklace, like Queen Nefertiti. Some nice, big, darling stud earrings that just, like, glowed on my ear and looked so good. It was, like, white abalone shell with a gold rim. And I made sure my lips were, like, my skin glistened. My whole body was oiled up and shea buttered and shaven. I had on this, like, really nice new lip gloss I just found. And I had on this amazing, like, my tits were perky and big as fuck because I was ovulating. And I had on the skin tight red dress that reached, like, just about a little bit below the knees because I got long legs and some nice long heels. I looked fucking fantastic. Like, perfume on, everything looking good. And I strutted out my house to his car. We met up. He was trying to take me to this shitty ass pizza spot that thankfully shut down. And he was like, oh no, it's closed. Oh, and I said, hey baby, do you mind taking me to a place that's actually like a little bit nicer just because I'm so dressed up tonight? I asked that without any fucking hesitation. Why? Because I bank on myself. And he kind of, at first, he was like, oh, I thought you got dressed up for me. I said, of course I did. Like, I always want to look good for you. I just figured, wouldn't it be much nicer to, like, have me look nice also while being in a nice place with some really nice food and not just, like, any sit down, like, gas station pizza type spot. And then, like, I'm very good at speaking femininely because, simply put, you just say what you want but in a slightly feminine voice. I get that some people can struggle with it, but sometimes it's just like, say what you want just in a slightly soft, mellow, sexy voice. And I get it. I get why my one other homegirl back in the day was worried about the way she would come off, could be bitchy or whatever. But sometimes you don't even have to trip off that. Like, it is an art form. If you really want to learn how to talk in a way where you can imply certain things, then I recommend reading web novels and like mangas and manhwas and watching old movies from back in the day. Because in any movie before like the 60s, or even some movies from the 60s, they will fucking read a man for filth, without having to drop their smile or their pleasant voice or anything, and you can elude all sorts of things. It's an amazing skill to have. So what I said to my lame ass ex, it basically kind of like was the perfect execution, because it was me like setting the scene of like, hey, we could go to like a really nice place together, and I can look good with like, you know, some dimly lit candles and like, you know, it painted a picture. And the second half kind of showed that it's like, hey, the lesser one isn't so cool in comparison, and it made him think, yeah, I would like to have a nicer, more unique new experience, not just some generic everyday shit. And then on top of that, it also kind of painted it as a like she said, fucking gas station piece. Like I really, it's like I suddenly made it sound like just like the shittiest idea ever. And men are kind of motivated by challenges and ego, I've noticed. So he kind of was like, oh hell yeah. Then and he was motivated, and he was like, I'm gonna look up a place. He didn't make me look up the place, because why the fuck would he? He was motivated. He wanted to prove that he could do much better than what he was suggesting to me, because I fucking banked on myself, and boy did that gamble pay off. Because next thing you know, we were at this beautiful, amazing restaurant. We had the best like Italian, like seven like deep dish pizza and garlic confit on like fresh warm baked buttery bread. And they had like chandeliers and candles lit and the lights down low, and I looked amazing, and it made my skin glow, and it made him go, holy shit, she's fucking gorgeous. I really won the lottery with this girl. And he really started actually seeing something serious with me, like much much more seriously, because it's like, okay, she's not just like a cool girl to hang with. This is like a real lady to impress, who like is also impressionable. I can see a future with her type shit, because she knows what she wants, she asked for it, she makes me feel good, and like he got the reward of seeing me smile, and that's all he needed. And then things went so well. And then, well, let's just say that led to a habit of him going, huh, okay, I should take me out to more fancy places and try new things with her, because if I take her out to nice places, she'll keep dressing nice. And then, lo and behold, you won't see a bitch like me in jeans. And then once I started wearing jeans, he was like, okay, let me plan some shit for her. It was like Pavlov's dog type classical conditioning shit. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, I guess this is just like more just like a little bit of gossip, a little bit of fun. But for the most part, I have a million more stories. Like I said, I have fought niggas. I have done terrible things to them and their families, and they have still wanted me at the end of the day. Because if the man wants you, he will not give a shit. Like, straight up. Like, as a woman, you can just be like, ew. Oh, it's a little rough. And you can say that to a man's face, and he will be like, I'm going to go to the bathroom and wash up immediately. You can tell a man, I don't think those types of jokes are funny. He's gonna stop them immediately if he doesn't fucking like you. I mean, if he likes you, then he's gonna stop them so that you keep liking him. I told this guy that I'm currently talking to, the sweet one so far, I told him, like, he was like, do you smoke? I said, oh no, I actually can't stand the smell of cigarettes. I didn't hold back, I didn't hesitate, I didn't sugarcoat it, because why the fuck would I? I'm me, and I'm not gonna hide myself. And he was like, oh, I smoke, but I won't do it around you, because I don't want to make you uncomfortable, and I don't want to smell bad. Because he knows, like, yeah, if I reek of cigarettes, she's not gonna want to fucking kiss me or fuck me. Like, smart thing. I like men like that. Smart men. I like that shit. It's like they know that to get C, you have to do A and B. That's the type of men we like. And also, it is strange that some men will also just try to test you to see what they can get away with, but that is important, because if you truly, as a person, if you just fucking refuse shit off the bat, whether it's cold ghosting that nigga right where, like, leave a nigga where he left you, and then, hell, if he's ain't shit, he will be so mad, or he will be just never talk to you again, which is good. You should want that. You should never want someone who's terrible to talk to you again. Like, if you do, then raise your self-esteem. Really, like, it's much better to have a fucking 8 who treats you amazingly than a 10 who treats you like shit. I know from experience, a lot of experience. I'm just saying. Unless you're a man, then sometimes they kind of like the mean 10s, but that depends. I don't know. It's up to you. Simply put, for you, aim for nice people that treat you well, but don't be afraid to also raise a little hell. And yeah, like I said, everything that I've suggested to this man, like, I could have just been like, oh, we don't have to do much. We don't have to do much at all. But no, I was like, I'm going to ask what I want. And then even when I did have small moments where I was like, is this too much? He actually encouraged me to, like, keep suggesting places. This nigga wants to show off because he likes me. And that's what's good and important. Good people want to show you how much they like you. So if you're in a situation where a guy is really hot and cute, and he's trying to be like, oh, how about you come over to my place Or like, how about we sit at this park and talk, and then afterwards you can come to my place and we can watch anime and cuddle. That's a man trying to fuck you. I remember my ex homegirl, the one who was like, let's just say she was the one who was like, oh, how do I say things femininely? That was annoying as fuck. With her, this is how she met that terrible ass nigga in the first place. I told her, I was like, no, don't, like, if he wants you to leave your house, especially during a global pandemic that, and it's like lockdown and everything, then he needs to actually try. Like, you know, like tell him to like DoorDash y'all some food in public, or like have an actual picnic or something romantic. Make him put an effort. Otherwise, he's just gonna see you as some easy, like disposable object. And let's just say she ignored all of my advice again, and then guess what the fuck happened? Then next thing you know, one thing led to another. She was trying to pay for this nigga's food to convince him to like cheat on his new girlfriend, and failing. Like somehow she was being used as a wallet and like fucking nothing. And I just thought to myself, girl, you're a fucking lost cause. Don't be like her. Be the girl who says, what the fuck did you think I was? Blocks the nigga and then goes on a date with the nigga to Gary Danko the next day. Because you asked to go there and he took to you. I'm just saying. Do that type of shit. Do you want to be the type of girl who's just like, oh, I don't need much to be happy? No, you do. You want. It's also, it's not a matter of if you think you, like, it's not a matter of, do I deserve it? Do I deserve it? Am I pretty enough? Am I smart enough? Am I this, that? Guess what? You can have it. Look at my hair. Look at my hair. Look at my hair. And anything else, you know, guess what? And I still am getting what I want. Like, it's very fucking simple. Ask for it. Like, it doesn't matter if you think you, like, it's like, oh, did I work hard enough for this? Did I do this? Did I do that? Do you want it? If you walk into a store with that man and he has, and you know, he likes you, and there's a piece of jewelry that you want, are you gonna be the one that just goes, this is cute? Or are you going to be the one who just like goes, he would never get something like that from me. I should just be happy he's with me, and leaves the store? Or are you going to be the one who's like, oh, I really like this. This is so cute. And then if he doesn't say anything, are you going to be the type to ask, will you get it for me? And then simply put, if he likes you, he's going to fucking get it for you. And if he doesn't fucking like you, he won't. But simply put, why would you want a dude who doesn't like you? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You're not the one who's losing anything. He's the one who's losing. And at worst, you lose someone who doesn't like you. Like, if you tell a man what you want and then he says no, cool. Stop wanting the man. You didn't scare him off. You didn't do it. Like with my homegirl with the rich nigga Max, who I tried to set her up with. She was afraid of losing him because she saw him as a catch, even though I told she knew he. Like, come on now. She was a gorgeous fucking girl, and he's not bad looking. Like, you know, he's got money or whatever, but it's like, I don't know. Let's just say it was her first big fish, and she didn't want to lose such a catch. And whole time, like, I even told her his red flags in advance. It's like, yeah, girl, like, come on now. But, you know, you can't stop people from doing what they want with free will, I guess. But it's like, all that happened was she showed up to the date looking bummy as fuck. Got to eat like two like little chicken wings and like a small bite of one slice of pizza that she hated, and then she got to have a terrible time because she didn't demand a good time, and like didn't think that her time and energy was worth at least enjoying herself. And like, even if he did go, no, I'm not gonna take you to the Tonga room for the first date, it's okay, someone else will. Like, if you want to be taken to the Tonga room and he's not taking you, stop talking to him. Don't give a fuck. And then if he suggested after, then it's like that was just him testing you. And if he never talks to you again, good, because why the fuck would you want someone who's not going to give you what you want? And that's the main gist of it. I'm so tired of people not wanting things but then not doing the first step. The first step is asking, being confident, and at least banking on yourself. It will pay off. Peace out.